Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be revisiting my fireplace mantle. It has been almost 2 years since we've done a decorate with me on this mantle, and today I'm going to show you just a few tips and tricks on how to style, to create visual interest, and just to warm things up for the upcoming fall season. This will be a very neutral palette, but you'll definitely see that it has fall in it. Now, the main part of this is this garland that is from Walmart. There are actually 2 of them. I have nails in and command hooks on at 3 different places, and so they're 6-foot garlands, and this one was from Christmas, but I just absolutely love it. It is a mixture of lamb's ear and eucalyptus. It feels very real, and I have it up all year round, and I just change the colours to go with it. So this is the basis for all of my mantle garlands. So the first thing I'm going to add are these strands of cotton. You can see they look pretty real. Now, these came out of one of my totes in the garage, so I really can't tell you where they came from. I've no idea, but I do have 2 of them. And so what I'm going to do is, they have a hook right here on the end, and I'm going to attach this where the nail is. I'm going to attach it in here, and because it's wired, you can squeeze it together to hold it on. And then what I'm going to do is intertwine it with the existing garland. First of all, I'm going to attach it at both points, and then I'm going to bend the wire down here. Then we're going to just simply twist these into this, so that it actually isn't sitting on top, but it looks part of the whole garland. As you can see, the cotton now looks like it's part of the original green garland. So I've done one side, and now I'm going to do the other. So now you can see what it looks like with both of them in. Now, if you don't like cotton, or you don't have it, you could intertwine some strands of fall coloured leaves. In the springtime, I put in, I have a garland with mini roses on it that I intertwine, and at Christmas I add extra greenery, and it really it gives it's neutral, but it sort of lends itself to be able to take on other palettes. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add some more touches of fall with those picks from the Dollar Tree that I showed you. These ones with the white sunflowers and the pumpkins and the pine cones. And these, what we're going to do is you're simply going to I work from the middle outwards, and I'm quite symmetrical when it comes to doing these, simply because it allows me to be a little more random on the rest of the decorations. This gives it sort of a grounding point, so to speak, for the other decor. And so with these, you decide which direction you want to do it, but I do it coming towards the middle, and we're literally going to put them in between the strands of the garland. And again, because this is why these are so good, because they're all wired, is that you can twist them in to the garland that's already there. Placing, you can turn some of them, bend the wires so that you can see them, but they don't look like, okay, someone's just put something in. You can actually intertwine them and make them look like they're a little more organic. Now, as you can see, I added 3 along the top, and I also added them down the sides, literally folding over the end of the pick to make like a hook to hook it inside, and there are 2 on each side, so don't be afraid to go vertical as well as horizontal. Now, this is already looking very fallish. You could stop here if you wanted to, but I'm going to add a few more picks. If you remember from the previous video, I found these, and I really like the soft tones of them and the texture, and so I'm going to add these into it as well. So now you can see how it adds extra texture. I like the different shapes, and we've got a lot of sort of circular motion going on with the pumpkins, with these picks here, with the shape of the cotton. I really like how it feels like it's something that you would find growing wild, although we know that they wouldn't all grow in the same place. But so this is where I'm going to stop on the actual garland now. I think I was going to add in some of the white leaves, but I don't think I particularly need to, and I'm not really ever so sure whether I want them. We may revisit this at the end, but we'll see. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to decorate behind the garland on the actual mantle, because obviously this is quite high, and so we're going to have to create some layers so that you can actually see the decor that you're going to use. Let me give you an example of what I mean about why we need to raise things up. Some of these little decor pieces, if you put them here, 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 you'll see that you can't see them. So you're going to have to create some height for the smaller items. Plus it gives you a better visual interest. It gives your eye a place to wander. Now, obviously a lot of people will use risers, ones like these. These come in a set of 2 from Home Goods, but because I've got a long space to deal with, I like to use something large in the center, and for that I actually have this huge charcuterie board with feet on it. Now, I don't know if you can see, but it has the names of cheese all the way around it. And this was a absolute steal of a deal. I only paid $19.99 for this at TJ Maxx, and I'm going to place it right in the center of the mantle, and now you will see straight away that if I wanted to use something smaller, you can actually see the item now. So this is something that I leave up here all year round, because, as I say, it gives me that opportunity to have to decorate in the front and to put the items at the back. So that's the first piece that I like to put in. Now, this is another staple for most of the year on this mantle. It's this lantern that I got from Home Goods quite a few years ago. Paid $29.99 for it. Now, if you can see, I took the glass out because A, I don't like to clean the glass, and B, I sometimes have flower decorations where they can spill out through the sides. What I did was I created, I don't know if you can see, right, so this is a piece of foam that I cut to fit the bottom of it, and this is moss that I glued on, and this stays in here permanently. And I like to use this as an anchor piece. On this side. Now I only have one of them. Now usually I would buy two, but there weren't two. But the other thing I like about only having one is that it forces me to use another item at the other end that is not exactly the same, so that things will not be totally symmetrical. And I try to get away from that because I am very symmetrical and it's difficult to move on from that. So what I like to do is put something seasonally inside of the lantern. Now for this time, I'm actually going to show you two new finds. I found these beautiful pumpkins. Look at all the detail on them. Let me see if I can show you. This one's the smaller one and this one's the larger one, and they came from Kirklands. This one was $29.99, this one was $39.99, but I did get them when they were all the fall was 30% off. They're lightweight, but I really like them, and so I'm going to put the smaller one inside the lantern. Super easy. And you can see it now inside its little house. Now this piece is not going to go here, but I'm going to put it here for the moment just because it gives my eye something to work on. So the next thing I'm going to add is something on this side to balance it out. Now these are the most beautiful white sunflowers. I picked I've had them a long time, but I picked them because to draw the same pieces together, although they have black centers. But these ones were from at home and they were $12.99 for the bunch, which I didn't think was too bad. In fact, I feel I bought them when they were on sale. Now this bit here obviously is not very pretty, but I'm gonna hide that. Now what I'm going to do is use the smaller of those two grey beaded risers on this corner here and add the sunflowers to it. Now I'm going to be able to disguise this part with the next piece that I'm going to put up. So what I actually did was switch out the riser for the taller one, and I put this sign in front of it. I know that a lot of people they're sort of straying away from signs, but I like this one because it was very neutral, and I faced the flowers so they look like they're spilling over the top, almost as if this is like a grain sack with the flowers coming out from the top of it. So I actually moved the bigger pumpkin to sit right next to it, so we've got this on one end and the lantern on the other, so they balance each other out, and you've got a pumpkin on each end, but it's not exactly symmetrical. But I like the way that it balances itself out. So what I did was added the riser on top of the big charcuterie board to just lift it up a little bit more, because I'm going to use a smaller item, but I want to give it some extra height. So what I have is this Radon birdhouse. This is actually the only one I have, and I only bought it because it was on clearance. But I like the shape of it, and I like how it almost mimics the shape of the pumpkin with its curved, you know, it's the shape at the top of it. So I'm going to put it here. This I have often in my decor as well, just because it's cute. And if I really don't want the words on it, then I can switch it around, which actually, you know what, I think that's what I'm going to do, because on the back of it, it has these super cute mushrooms, which I think will go really well for fall. Now, something else I like to do is I add lots and lots of greenery. I know we have greenery here, but I like to mimic it up here too. Now, these are really cute glass vases. This was from Hobby Lobby, $9. I know I will have bought it when table decor was on sale, so it was like $4.50. And these lamb's ear are from Walmart. And I don't have to bend them or anything because they fit perfectly inside the vase. What I like is that you can bend them forward because they're wired, and so you can have you give the illusion that they're of different heights even though they're not, because the ones at the back, if you leave them straight, then they're going to keep up at the top, and then the ones at the front you can bend to go down and it gives you another dimension. And so I'm going to put that piece just here, and now it's the time to sort of fill in with the other they're more neutral items, not super screamy fall right now, so we'll go and find some to put on it. So I had a little change of idea, and those white leaves that I was not sure about putting in the garland, I actually laid on the top of the charcuterie board because it gives it a little bit more of a sort of like leaves fallen from the trees in the fall. I mean, it is fall. And so I'm going to actually nestle some pumpkins in amongst these leaves. Now, I have no idea where I got that one from. That was a few years ago. But I do know that these foam ones covered in this sort of gingham buffalo check, these are from the Dollar Tree this year. And they're actually really nice quality. This one also, surprisingly, is from the Dollar Tree. There's a bit of glue on it. And I really like this. Look how detailed this stem is. And I like the colour. It's only foam, but I like the colour. And so we're going to add that piece in there. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some of those pumpkins on the sticks that I showed in the haul. So I have a variety of them. I don't sure which ones I'm going to use quite yet, but I'm going to use some of the fabric ones, I think. And they come on a dowel. Now, you could just pull them off. But because I want to be able to use them again at another time, and I might want them on the dowel, I'm going to see if I can sort of put them in and disguise where the dowel would be. So I don't know if this is possible. I don't think I like that because I don't like the pumpkin facing out. It looks like it's falling forward at you. So what I'm actually going to do is I am going to pull them. They should just pull off like that. And so we can now nestle these extra fabric pumpkins in amongst everything else. Now, while we were gone, I had a change of heart. I decided I didn't want to do the Ray Dunn. It was throwing me off. So what I've done is I've added these two antique style wooden bowls. I got these from a mercantile store around here, and I added one of these new this year raffia pumpkins from Target. I added this wooden birdhouse, so I've still got the birdhouse theme, but it certainly fits in better. This was also from one of those antique malls, and I added in a lot of different textured pumpkins. These are from Target this year too. It's a green one, and this sort of dark grey, almost black. And then there's this one that is in a Sherpa material. And finally, this beautiful green velvet one. So I may tweak it around again before the season is over, but this is the end result, and I'm really quite happy with it. It feels sort of rustic, and yes, I do realise that it has filled the whole mantle, but if you've ever watched any of my other videos, you'll understand that I definitely I'm not a less is more kind of girl. Anyway, I really hope you like this, and that maybe you'll take some of the ideas and it could help you in your decorating. And I hope you'll continue to follow me, and we have another couple of fall videos coming up, and then we will be moving on to Halloween. And then if you are a long time viewer, if you remember my Christmas bells that I made before, I have 2 new versions coming this very Christmas, so look for those. I'm thinking sometime mid-September, so in the next month anyway, because if you want to make them, you'll need to have plenty of time to be able to go out and get the items. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.